Do you want to know the absolute truth about setting up a company in Dubai? 2 seconds and we jump into the information. Hello everyone, my name is Maria Rubert, lawyer and arbitrator with a base in Dubai in the UAE for the past 15 years. It's been a while for now. Today, I would like to talk about the process of setting up a company in the UAE and 2 additional steps that are crucial: Emirates ID and bank account opening. It's very important that we discuss this matter in order to be aligned in terms of expectations, because the UAE and Dubai especially has very bad marketing, and it seems things related to business, things related to money happen very, very fast, and it's not the case. So stay tuned and be ready. We are going to start. We can see the agenda that I wish to address today. I will be talking about mainly 3 things: about licensing, the license. When I talk about license, I talk about the company that we will set up. Yes. Then we will also be talking about Emirates ID, is the ID that UAE nationals and UAE residents must have. Yes, you don't have one, you're not a resident. Yes, and then banking. Yes, what kind of banks are there? What are the options? Level of difficulty between individual bank accounts and corporate bank accounts. So this is what we are going to be talking about today. I have my agenda here, so sometimes I may be looking at this screen over here. Very good. So let's get started. Company setup, licensing. When someone comes to us and they tell us, I want to set up a company. The first question that we ask is, what do you want to do? And when I say what do you want to do, we need to be precise in terms of the activity. Why? Because the social objects, the objects of the activities, the description of the activities are very small. This is not the case in Europe. Why is like this in the UAE? Because the more you want to do, the more you will have to pay. So companies are tied to the activity they want to do. If you want to do more activities, you can add them. If they are compatible or they are not compatible. So we usually need to do some digging before we are able to tell you where is best, how much is going to cost you, and additional requirements. Another question that we also ask, and I tell you so you prepare yourself, is where are you going to be practicing the activity? It's not the same to want to sell potatoes from China to Europe than wanting to have a shop in Dubai Mall. Yeah, only with the where I would know where you have to set up in this one. Yes. Now also additionally, you will need to know the number of employees that you want. Why? Because the structuring fees are gonna be tied to this. It's not the same setting up a company for 1 employee than setting up a company for 10 employees. Yes, this is important if you want us to give you the information so you can organize yourself accordingly. Then also office requirements. Usually all companies need an office, but some free zones will give you the option to have flexi desk. This may give you problems with banking later on, but we will get there. Yes, or maybe not, because if you do a service, they understand that you can do it even from your home, so they will be happy with this. We will get to it. And also the budget. We will be looking at a number of free zones. I will share with you a number of them, but there are more than 40 free zones. So some of them are expensive, some of them are cheaper. They are built in a way that they compete against each other. The business stays in the UAE, and all the free zones, they can be privately managed, but you need the authorities to be a free zone. So a big part of the fees goes to the government. This is the indirect taxation that we were seeing in the UAE. Also, every year you need to renew the company. That's part of the indirect taxation as well. In other parts of the world where taxes are more common, here they are coming. They are already here since 2018, and this year we already saw the entry into force of corporate tax. So things will change, I could assume. But we can see now that more or less the differences, if we go for DMCC, which is a good free zone in Dubai with a reasonable reputation and good location. If you want to have a proper office, this may be good for you. Yeah. Then also, so in order for you to have an idea, usually the pricing will be around 45,000. It's slightly below, and even they have packages for individuals around 38,000. But if you're a company that wants to set up a company in DMCC, you won't be able to avail in most cases of the reduced fee, so it's around 52,000. Yes, then we have the cheapest free zone, which is Shams in the north, and Ifsa, the cheapest in Dubai. Yes. It's a matter of where you want to be. Yes, the difference is not huge, as you can see in the slides. It's around 5,000. And take my words with caution, yeah, because these free zones have offers. So this is the information today and the information regularly, yeah, but it could change. In the summer, this could change because they have more incentives to set up during the summer because the business is slow. Yeah. Then we also have free zones like ADGM and DIFC, which are regulated free zones, let's say. Yes, they are under the framework of English law, so it's a bit more expensive, and also the requirements, depending on what you want to do, you're gonna have the obligation to have certain profiles higher in your company. Then we have the Dubai Economic Department and Abu Dhabi Economic Department. This is when you need to do things onshore, a shop in Dubai Mall, that's what we were saying, or even other activities, professional activities especially, can be very interesting to do from mainland. Yes, so that's another option. Usually how it works, you tell us and then we give you a few options and we tell you the pros and cons. Usually we do that in writing, and then we can discuss via Zoom or over the phone, because there is loads of information, so usually some questions are there. Yeah. Also, those of you who have not seen all of the videos, I have already made videos about company setup. Yeah, I've made videos about changes in mainland. I've done videos about how to set up a bank account. I've done videos about tax. What I wanted to address in this video today is namely the expectations in terms of timing, because many people are not able to understand that setting up a bank account, it takes a very long time. It can take up to a year or more. Yes. Also, they don't understand the timings of Emirates ID. All the Emirates ID, the visas are done through immigration that has certain requirements. So you need to understand the timings and why it's so important that you respect these timings. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share with you about company setup. Very important. I haven't mentioned the word sponsor. Yeah, if you look at a very old video, probably 5 years ago, I was stressing this. You were set up in mainland. That was the beauty of free zones. You were to set up in mainland, you needed a sponsor. This was removed about 2 years ago. So you will not be needing a sponsor. Sometimes you will want to have it because certain activities is expected that you will have one, like oil and gas. If you have a sponsor or a business partner, it's more likely that you will get projects. But this is rare and specific of certain activities. All right, Emirates ID. How do you get an Emirates ID? You get an Emirates ID in the same way that you get a visa, through employment, through company setup. Either you are an investor or you are a partner in a company. Either you can get a golden visa, you invest in real estate, or you have a degree that does qualify for it. And then you also could have an Emirates ID if you apply for a visa as remote worker. You have a contract in Germany, but you come here and live in the UAE because the sun and the weather is nicer. Yes. You could, these visas are for 1 year, but it's an option and it will give you an Emirates ID. Why so important? It's very important because no one is gonna want to see you in the UAE without Emirates ID. Don't get me wrong. You can go to restaurants and you can go to bars without an Emirates ID. But if you want to set up a bank account, if you want to get a postpaid SIM card, if you want to get Wi-Fi, etc., you are going to need always an Emirates ID. Yes, usually the issue with Emirates ID, and this is the reason why I made this video, is I'm flying in on Sunday, I want to go Thursday night, Friday. Well, be careful, because from a few years before we used to have Sunday through Thursday, so we had 5 days weeks, but now, since we have the Saturday and Sunday weekends, Fridays are difficult. Yeah, most authorities close at 12. So it's difficult in terms of immigration. And also the tricky part is the Emirates ID fingerprinting. You do the fingerprinting, is the last part of the visa processing, and sometimes it's very difficult to get a slot to get to go to the authority and do the fingerprinting. So the best case scenario, you book 2 weeks. Yes, 1 week you may suffer and we may suffer. Yes. All right. Lastly, banking. Corporate versus personal banking. If you are an employee in a company, it's more likely you will not have major problems to open your bank account. You have different types of banks. You have traditional banks, and then you have banks that work more comfortably online, depending on what you want. Some people, they want to have a relationship manager. They can text, they can call. These online bankings that I'm saying, you will not have anyone, and sometimes they send you emails, you reply, and no one replies back. It's a little bit of an issue, but usually the threshold to open a bank account with these banks is lower. So depending on your circumstances, you may go for one bank or you may go for the other. Average timings usually for an individual bank account, you're working for someone in the UAE, is very fast. If you are an investor, of course, they will want to see where your funds are coming from. So on average, they will ask you for bank accounts from 6 months to 12 months to understand how you make your living. Yes. What to prepare? Usually each bank has a list of requirements, but it is what I'm telling you in brief or in greater form, because if you have several companies, if you are an investor, if you have property, they will be digging. Yes, and in a company, they will be digging in your activity. Some activities are not liked by bank accounts in the UAE, and they will never open a bank account for you. So this you need to be aware that some activities, for example, a very common one, or used to be common one, is management consultancy. What is management consultancy? It's too broad. So banks do not like management consultancies in generally. Yes, so banks are picking the UAE, and you need to be ready for that. Then also from the distance, no, you won't be able to do banking. You won't be able to set up your bank account from abroad, because banks will want to see you and only you. This is a step that cannot be bypassed. Even some banks that have the onboarding process online will only be delivering the documents to you, so you will need to be in the UAE, and powers of attorney are not accepted. This is very important. So those of you who text me, Maria, I want to open a bank account, can I do it from here? And it's not the UAE, I will be sending you this video as an answer, yes? Because it's a number of you, okay. Lastly, I'm gonna be sharing with all of you more or less the time expectations for company application, visa application, and banking. Banking, you will see no expectations. Yes, just be ready for the very best or the very worst. It's a big unknown. On average, I would say if it goes well, in 2 months you have a bank account. You're a company, and in the worst case scenario, I say it can take a year, around a year. Yes, so company application, trade name reservation, initial approval, rent. You need to have a rent if it doesn't come with the FlexiDesk package already. Then we have final approval, and then we have establishment card and labor registration to proceed with the visas. Yes, once we have that, we can apply for entry permit. Takes 2-3 days. Then you can fly in, or if you are here, we need to do a change of status. Then medical test, fingerprinting, and halas, we will get the Emirates ID. Yes, and then for banking, I'm not able to tell you because it's not in our power. Yeah. Well, nothing is in our power because the visa is with immigration and company set up with the authorities, but we can talk about timings. All right. Very good. So conclusions. Think ahead, organize, it takes time. Don't want to start in December to have your company and your bank account up and running in January. Not realistic. Yes, start small. Start light, do not overdo yourself. There is high competition in the UAE and you will have to fight very, very hard to make it and to establish yourself. You always have time to grow and spend more on location or on a greater free zone. Yeah, and then work very, very hard. As I'm saying, competition is brutal here in the UAE. This is a marathon. You need to work hard for a long time, not a sprint. So be ready, but on the other hand, it's a beautiful place to live and work. It has a good balance as opposed to perhaps other global hubs. This has a good balance, life and work, and is worth exploring. I hope that you have learned a little bit. If you have, please do like my video. Please do subscribe. Please follow me in social media so you can get to new information as soon as it is out. And of course, feel free to shoot me an email with general questions. I will be happy to prepare videos that are of interest to others, or in any event, I will be replying to any email that you may have with any question that you may have. Thank you so much for your time.